Hey guys, how's it going? So today, this tutorial is about making this little guy called PepperMint Butler from Adventure Time. I was watching it and I got a bit inspired. So let's cut to the chase. That's how it's going to look at the end. Let's open up a new page. Cool, everything's deleted, whole new Blender. So first what we want to do is get some reference. So to drag, if you're completely new to Blender, to get this new screen, you'll see there's a little cross in the bottom. You'll just drag that over and you'll get a new screen. And you can actually split that up into however many you want to. There we go. And so this little guy in the corner here, editor type, that's what's going to be displayed in the window. So this is going to be our 3D board, 3D viewport. And let's put up our images over here. So image editor, open, then we'll get whatever we downloaded, this little guy. So I just downloaded two little pictures because I like the stripes that this one's got. Image editor, let's go. So I'm doing this live so I don't have to record twice. So yeah, I might be a little bit nervous. Don't do tutorials much, but I should actually get back into it. And this is the original one with his little suit. That's the one we're going for. This look, but with his stripes. So let's just jump into it. First thing, default cube delete. That's like necessary at this point. Shift A, add a new little thing, and we choose. We're gonna add a cylinder. Perfect little begin point. We select it, we'll have this orange outline. You can either go on here, and this gives you a little gizmo, and you can rotate it however which way. But we're just gonna go R90. Like I said, R90. Okay, you know why? Let's select this thing, R90. There we go. Cool, let's make it smaller. We're gonna put it on this Y-axis till about yay, and you hold shift down if you want to make less of a movement on it. Boom. And you hold down middle mouse button to rotate. Yo, I'm jumping a bit ahead, I'm sorry guys. Okay, and now this is a movement. Left, right, Control G to undo, up, down, back, forward. Okay, and on your numpad, you can cycle through all your view modes. 1 for front, 3 for side, 7 for top. So front view with 1, pull this up a little bit. I would say that looks normal. And now to see these ugly line transitions, we're gonna go right click, shade smooth, but that looks like all weird. So click on this little button, object properties, normals, auto smooth. Boom, sorted. Now let's just quickly do the arms and legs so we can get to the fun part, which will be the texture painting. So again, shift A, let's just put a cylinder in there. And now let's just drag, let's go back to front view. This guy might be a bit high up in the sky, we should actually bring him down in a bit. And I'm using S to scale it down. That looks about normal. This little cube up in here, that just scales it up on the Z axis. Yeah, I think our little guy's a bit high in the sky. We'll bring him down now. Cool. And now to get the leg onto the other side, we're just gonna go this little tool icon, add modifier, mirror, but nothing's happening because it doesn't have access to mirror on. So eyedropper tool, and we just select this, poop, perfect mirror, because now it's mirroring on that yellow dot. Bloop, bloop, yeah. So we're going to duplicate this guy, shift D, drag it up, and now pull this down and just get into the kind of position we want. I guess that's okay. Whoa, whoa. Let's drag that back. Cool, cool, cool. And now to get a little bend in this arm, tab, that'll go into edit mode. So you'll have all these modes in Blender, right? Object, edit, sculpt, vertex, weight, texture. We'll go through a few of them now, but let's just first of all put these to smooth, back auto smooth. Okay, edit mode, right? So you can either click on it and then or you can just click on it and press tab. There are a few add-ons that give you like a radial menu, which I normally use, but for this one we're not going to do that. Okay, so you see we only have 2 loop cuts, right? This one and this one. So it's going to be impossible to bend the arm like we have here. So to do that, Control R, that'll enter a loop cut. So we're going to do about, and then if you scroll, you can adjust how many loop cuts. We only need about 2 to begin with, right? So we're going to scroll up once, left click, that'll make it stable, usable. Cool. And I just put my lines off. So if ever that happens, you just turn all your vertex lines off, just on this guy. This shows all your lines and such. Yeah, I'll try not to click those. Anyway, so let's get that bend in. 1, 2, and 3 on your keyboard, not your numpad. On the top by your WASD, that selects your selection mode. So 1 will be vertex, there's a little dots, bloop, bloop, bloop. 2 will be lines, and 3 will be faces. Cool, so we're gonna go 2, then alt click this line, yes. That selects a whole loop. Go into front view by pressing 1, and then press G to grab. And we're gonna pull this guy as such, just get a little bend in. Alt left click that one, pull it, get a little bend in. Okay, not exactly what we want, but we'll get there. 3, face select, choose this bottom guy. There, and we're just gonna nudge and pull. And I'll take away the sharp edges now in a second. And also we want to rotate this little part here at the bottom. 3, face select, and just rotate kind of flat so the hands can come out nicely. Cool, and now for these little sharp edges, select edge loop, alt left click, B, I like, Control B for bevel, right? And then we're just gonna scroll up a little 1 time, let's say 2 times, and that should be it. We can actually pull that in a bit. And alt left click, B, pull. Oh, that should be fine for now. We're gonna adjust it a bit later anyway. Cool, that's about the basics. Oh, this guy's little body. So what I did last time that actually worked, we're gonna select him, Control R, 1 loop, pull a bit this way, another loop, pull a bit this way, because we're gonna subdivide this guy and it's gonna kind of collapse, but that keeps it together, those 2 lines, supporting loop. And we're gonna do more inside as well. So face select, click the face, press I, it's an inset. We're gonna bring it down to there, so that corner won't collapse completely. And I'm just moving my mouse up and down to do this. Bring it about there. That should be fine, I guess. And we'll see now when we add a modifier called subdivision. Okay, add the smooth and did it. Oh, the smooth. Okay, interesting. I don't like that little stupid line we have there. So let's choose all of this. That's alt left click on that edge, selects that. Shift left click selects that. Okay, it's not. Control R. That's what we're gonna do. Let's just Control R this side as well, and we're gonna bring it down till there. Cool, and then we're gonna apply this so we have a bit more faces to work with. Yeah. Cool. And let's just do the little fingers. So what I did last time, Shift A, add a plane, front view, drag it a bit, rotate 90, S scale down, G move. It's gonna make this a bit smaller. Cool. And then it's just scaling it down, grabbing it till we see what I have here. Little chubby fingers, right? So we're gonna scale this bad boy down. So what we can do is edit mode by tab, K, knife tool. Just little cuts like this, boop, boop, boop. Doesn't have to be perfect. Enter, and that'll cut it. 3, face select, that face, X, delete. Boom, one little paper finger, cool. So there's two ways to do it. Either click on it, E, extrude, boop, or, that's my alarm, or we can go object mode, add modifier, solidify, give it some thickness. Or whatever works for you, same thing, right? So I'm just gonna extrude the face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, cool, pressing all the wrong buttons. E extrude, fat little finger, and then let's put up a subdivision on this guy. Didn't put the loop cuts in. So now I've done the geometry wrong, so it won't let me cut through it with just Control R, so I'm gonna have to do manual labor. So K, knife tool, we chop our way through this manually, and I'll also put up a texture paint little section. If you don't watch through all of this, you can just skip until there. Enter, that's one loop. Let's check this, subdivision. Fat little finger, and let's put a loop down the middle. Boom. And let's put the two shade smooth. Cool, now you'll see this little yellow dot, that's the origin of this thing, right? So it's gonna make it weird if it's not on center. So let's just go object, set origin, origin to geometry. Boop. Wish I learned that a lot quicker earlier. Okay, let's scale this fat finger up a bit. Okay, now there's two ways of duplicating the finger. Either I can just go Shift D, drag out, Shift D, drag out, right? There's the three fingers, that's all we need. Or if you need it for some different purpose, you can go Array. Let's just collapse this guy. Collapse. Array, and you can say how many fingers you want, right? We want 3. And then this is the distance in between them. You can use that for a lot of things, right? So I'm not going to do that one now. I'm just going to go manual labor, click drag, click drag. So it's, you click on it, Shift D, drag, click on it, Shift D, drag. Cool. Now we have the 3 fingers. You can shift select, boom, boom, boom. You got multiples, front view. Ooh. Excuse me, sir. Ooh, I feel the sneeze coming on. This ain't gonna be pretty. Okay, like that. And now you'll see he has a little hand as well. Let's make his little hand. Shift A, mesh cube. Drag it, it's scaled down. Reposition. I'm listening to the weirdest music right now. Strange. I'm just dragging this bad boy. That should work. Bring it down a bit. Subdivision. I'm gonna make it a little weird. Let's give it just cuts. Okay. I'm anyway gonna go into Sculpt mode a bit later and like merge this guy together so that the fingers look like it's part of the hand. But let's just get past this, get into the texture paint part, which I think you are probably here for. And it's gonna make the whole model just look proper, you know. Okay, and just do the foot quick. We're gonna come back and fix this. Don't worry about the blocky nature of things. Shift A, cube. Bring this bad boy down. Edit mode. Put a loop cut in there. Bring it a bit down. 3, face select. E, extrude. Little shoe. Bring it down a bit. Okay, add the sub modifier, which is gonna make it look hella weird again. Support cuts. Let me just check on my other model how my foot ended up looking. Okay, I've got a little Sharpie, so let's try edit up like that. So I just pulled that top vert back. Face select, let's pull this bottom vert. A. Disobedience. We selected those bottom verts, pull that out again. Let's make this 2. What is happening? Oof. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. This ain't it. Let's just go back, cube, right. Okay, let's try this again. Subdivision surface, put it on 2 levels. I think that's already looking better. Yeah. And in here. Let's pull. Why is it doing this? Okay, let's just pull these 2 together. Yeah, that's fine for now. We don't need to have a worry about that. It's like stylized anyway, and let's pull these legs a bit thinner. Alright, mirror the shoe. And mirror the hand and fingers. We can do the merging later. And then it's onto the texture paint. Excuse me, sir. Ew. Okay, right, so texture painting. Let's go into our viewport shading. First things first, we're gonna have to make a color palette for this, but there's lots of things that needs to happen, right? We need to make a UV map, and we need to make basically a page you're gonna draw onto. So let's drag this back this way. Let's make this all UV space. Click there, UV editor, right? And then let's make this all shader editor. Close this stupid thing. So this guy needs a material, right? It's got nothing on him. This guy, material properties, new. Now this thing, let's just make it on here, right? This looks very complicated. There you can put stuff in, lots of nodes, and you connect them, and you can make crazy stuff, right? But this basically is all of this, but this is much more complicated. So this guy is gonna need something to draw on. So first of all, UV map, edit mode, select all, smart UV project. We're gonna be simple right now. And what I didn't do last time, see, these lines are touching. That's gonna make it weird when you're trying to do your painting. So L, let's do these bad boys. Okay, right? L. Let's scale them down a bit. Move it to the corner. L, right? Double click A, deselect everything. Let's zoom in on this, right? Oh, to zoom like this is Control and space, and then it'll zoom on any viewport you're clicking on. Cool. So Control space, click here. L, select all linked. Sorry. There. Let's get this bad boy scaled up. S, scaled up. Double click A, L, G, S. And as long as the lines aren't touching, we'll be great. So Control space, get out of there. That's the UV map done, right? Then next we need to paint on something to get whatever we're painting to show up here. So node editor, Shift A, texture, image texture, right? Here you can load stuff into the Splony model, but we want a new picture. So we're gonna go 2048, boop, name it body paint. Okay, and we're gonna connect body paint, base color, Control space. Yeah, sorry, I'm lost laughing at this music, it's so weird. Cool. And now we have black. That doesn't make sense. This means it's actually working, right? So now texture paint, white, yay, and then it actually shows up this side as well. Good. This is good news. But before we go ham, let's set up a little texture palette. So I actually want PepperMint Butlers. Where are my PepperMint Butlers? There we go. And cool. There's PepperMint Butler 1 and PepperMint Butler 2. Okay, so I just made these UV editors again, in case you guys are confused. And then let's make another 3D viewport. Let's put this bad boy here. Okay, so this top thing, active tool, it's got like all the stuff for your active tools, right? So I'm using texture paint, so it's gonna have texture paint stuff. Color palette, this is gonna be really important. So we want all the colors this guy has. We're gonna click on top here. That's our current color select. Eyedropper. Let's start with the red, right? Cool. We have it selected. Color palette, new, add. That adds to our color palette. Boom, 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 boom. Select. Let's get the white in. Add to our palette. Select. Let's get the blue. Color palette, add, and let's get the black. There we go, and add. That's our colors. That's all we're going to be using, right? So first things first, let's choose the white. That's what it is, right? Drag this a bit bigger so we can see what the stuff says. Full white, boom. This bad boy is full, and let's. I'm gonna get my pen out. I'm using a drawing tablet for this. Just much better. Drawing tablet's a bit weird with controls. So let's add symmetry. We're gonna scroll down. Symmetry. Oh, so sweaty. And symmetry, mirror X. Let's test. Double click, use the color. Not full, dude, not full. Let's fall back. And that red looks a bit pink to me. So let's just switch it up quickly. Click on here, remove. Draw. Add to palette. We're using that draw. Yeah, that looks about right. Undo that, and let's just start from the front, right? So that's one. Let me make this a bit bigger. Okay, and F to scale your brush size. F again. It's gonna be a bit big, and you can either paint just normally. Boop, here we go. But after doing the whole paint, I actually realized there's a straight line tool, which will actually help us a lot. Right, so either you can go manually, and really go ham with a manual, or Control Z, go down into stroke, space, line. Right, so we'll click and drag, and bam. This is actually the way forward, guys. This is the way forward. I wish I knew this. I wouldn't have spent like half an hour painting where it wasn't really necessary. So either we can go in depth and make sure everyone is perfect before we move on, or we can really just run with it, you know, do the outlines of one and then move on to the next outline. I made doo-doo, guys. I made doo-doo. What I should actually do first is make the line where his suit comes in. Okay, so now we know his arms are too high, which is a problem. Object mode. Let's grab this. B, box select, grab everything, and let's just move that down a bit, alright? That's probably a bit more proportionate. Back on there. Texture paint. Alrighty. And let's just start from over. Full white. There we have. Fold it up again. Draw. Let's start with these little suit lines. And let's just make the brush a tiny bit smaller. Thank you, so. From there to there. Boop. 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 And that'll be suit. And next to is candy stripes. Cool, candy stripes. Let's go. I'll go fix that now. I normally used to do texturing in Substance Painter, but I'm trying to make it like a completely Blender workflow nowadays, so trying to relearn everything I did in ZBrush and Substance all in Blender. It's possible, it's just a bit more difficult. Right. And now eyes and mouth. Right, so mouth, little black line. If I select it, double click. Front view. Cool, little black mouth. And for the eyes, I saw there's another stroke you can use. Anchored, right? Anchored, but put the fall off to constant. That'll give us like these hard black dots. So his eyes are more in line with his mouth. Boom, and let's put that back to the custom one and back to space. That's what we're using in the beginning, right? So let's fill in the blue, fill in the red, and then start adding the black lines around. Also, what we can do to make this thing a bit more easy on the eye. Now let's just do the colors like we have on the suit here. So we're gonna say new material, color, blue. Pants, we use that same material, right? Hands are red. Ooh. Okay. Same red material. Bruh. There we go. Shoes as well. Wait, we can actually make the shoes two colors right now. Let's go out and apply this modifier. So we're going to choose 3 and select, Alt select on that, we'll select the whole loop. Shift Alt select whole loop, and these front ones, press C, you get like a little circular thing and just draw basically what you want. Left click, I want all of those, then right click to not deselect but like stop it, and then C again so you can rotate. Okay, we have that front section, right? Material, new, because we're gonna need 2 materials, right? And then we want red and we want white. Is this white? This is more gray. Okay, white. So white tip, assign. Control I, red, assign. Boom. Cool, and let's finish up this bad boy. Okay, and now for the cleanup. It's like in real painting as well, like they cut the paint, right? So it's looking super messy. Let's use the white. We go back to our line tool, stroke method, line, make this guy smaller. I said smaller, thank you sir. And front view, let's get those super sharp lines. Click and drag, dude. Okay. Okay, because at the moment, looks a bit weird. Let's see, is this black line too thick? That could work. Control 1. That's like front view, but back view. And 7, top view. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's about there. Back to space. Definitely have some music on while you're doing modeling. Don't torture yourself by sitting there in silence. Okay, that's that. Now the little bow tie. And I actually suck at drawing, so I don't know how I got into 3D modeling. Why am I not using the line tool for this? Line. Let's go line tool. Okay, let's fill it up. Space again. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go black, line, and let's pop these bad boys in. Boom. And then, what am I doing? Space, red. fill this up again. And then just go back, black line, and just cut that again. White. Oh, love when that happens. Black line. That's that, and then back to what's it called? Anchored. Constant. Bloop. And now it's doing this weird little thing because we have symmetry on. So let's put symmetry off for a moment. Boom. That's a painted PepperMint Butler. Okay, let me just get my music playing again real quick. Cool. Yeah. And let's fix up some stuff that's not looking right to me, like, oh, the colors are nice, but too much roughness on this guy. That's why it's shining like that. Roughness, bring that down. Roughness on the red, bring that down. And now merging of these hands and fingers. So let's take the mirror modifier off, because we'll mirror it when we're done. Put the way. Mirror off, and mirror off. All these all in smooth view. Alright, so how did I do this last time? Did I make these bad boys fatter? Shift D. Shift D. Pull these guys forward. I can actually do all of them at the same time. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, let's join them all up. Shift click, Control J. That'll make it one object. We're gonna go into Sculpt mode. Wait, before we go into Sculpt mode, Control A, all transforms. Yeah, I don't know what it does, but it's setting the scale and everything. Because if you look over here, let me open up this bad boy. Item, right? Before we set the scale, it's not uniform 1, the rotation isn't uniform, none of this is uniform, it'll cause issues. I don't know why Blender's like that, but it does it. So Control A, all transforms, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. Then we're gonna go Sculpt mode, because we want these stuff to actually look like one piece, right? So, what we want, Shift R, it gives you this little cube count, right? That's gonna show you your vertex count. So if I go here now, right, object mode, edit, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 vertexes. But there's the subdivision. Let's apply this guy first. That's how many cubes I have now. That's actually all we need. So let's see if we go Sculpt mode, remesh. What's gonna happen? I suspect bad things. Yeah, like that. So we're gonna need more geometry. Shift R, 0.49. Yes, that's what we wanted, right? So what we can do now, bring that brush a bit bigger. smooth. I'm just holding on shift and I'm dragging, and that is smoothing out the geometry. So we can go onto all these hard edges, smooth them out. That's all we need right now. Plenty of sculpting tutorials on YouTube. I'm not the best sculptor, but yeah, that's just to get a bit rounded, because you're not even going to see this from that far, right? So object mode and shade smooth. That's all we need right now. Back mirror, and if it's not mirroring perfectly, just click on it, you know, mirror object there. Okay, so last thing I want to do is there's a little cuff he has on his shirt, but it looks weird, and it just start from over, take the mirror off, objects, Control A, all transforms, let's mirror again. Yeah, that fixed it. Alright, so now we're going to do the same process we did for the body. We're going to give it a texture and a UV unwrap so we can actually paint on it. So let's make this our UV unwrap again. UV editor, that looks pretty good, damn. And then yes, we need a shader editor as well. So U the shader editor, U the UV. Okay, so arms, shift A, texture, image texture, new. We already have body paint, so let's say arm paint. Arm paint, okay, and connect it up. And now we're gonna lose all of this, right? So legs, we want a new material for that, so new, and the base color, choose from him. Delete this one, there we are, and then the roughness again. Roughness about yay. Cool. Arms, we already put the arm paint, plugged it in, make that bigger into the base color, right? Arm paint. So now we need to paint the actual arms. Let's make this back to what it was, and it was our 3D viewport, and let's say back to PepperMint Butler. So as long as your arms are selected and this guy is selected and it's put it in there, your painting should work, right? Viewport, texture, paint, and now let's see if that actually worked. Go back to here to get our color palettes, full color palette. Boom, it worked, right? So we need to paint the white and the black lines. So, ooh, we didn't UV map it our way. So, UV editor, let's select. Oh, that'll work. So if it didn't UV wrap automatically, smart UV project, and just make sure your lines aren't touching, you know. Select, G it away, double A, L, G. Okay, and we might as well, while we're here, just move them away from each other a bit, just to avoid any possible problems. Because I had problems the last time. And at the end of all the painting, if you try to move the UVs, everything's messed up. There we go. Back to texture paint mode. Like, yeah, that's what happens if you move stuff while you're UVing. Full, back to blue. And then we're gonna front view, draw. Select the white, obviously on line mode, stroke, anchored mode, we want space. Zoom in. We just want this. Ooh, I didn't change my fall off back. Change that back to custom. Like, I really like the hard edge, but not now. That's a little cuff, and let's do a black line. Choose black, line, bring down your brush size, but let's see, too thick. Yeah, that's right. Front view. Okay, and then anchored for that round little button we have over there. Anchored, custom, constant. Oh, it's a bit stretched. Let's do it on here. Stretched. There we go. View. On the inside. And object mode. Let me put that pen down. PepperMint Butler, I guess. So now to make it look extra stylized, we're gonna go into the render thing, render properties, activate freestyle, 0 to get our camera, view, camera to view, and then we can actually move around inside the viewport. And the camera will follow us. We want it like that. And because freestyle is activated when I press render, oh yes, I don't have lights in my thing. Let's go out of camera into rendered view. Okay, we're gonna drag this bad boy down. Excuse me, sir. This camera is a bit bright. Ugh, light is a bit bright. Duplicate it. Move it over. And let's go to the light properties. 500. Let's make it half of what it was. Okay, camera view. This bad boy is way too bright. And render. Boom. Still shining a lot though. PepperMint Butler, guys, and then you can go ham and make your background, you know. But right now, that's it for that tutorial, guys. Thank you very much for watching.